Welcome, Beach Ultimate fans, to Ocean City, Maryland. It is so good to be back for the 8th annual Ocean City Beach Classic. We've got a fantastic matchup for you this afternoon as Party Wave in Miami, Florida challenges the defending champs, Game of Thrones from Washington, D.C. My name is Jake Bell, owner and founder of BellCo Prodctions, and thank you so much for joining me today. The finals format is 5v5 mixed gender, with the offense dictating the ratio. Game to 13 with a 45-minute time cap and 2 timeouts per game. Taking a look at the bracket, we see the path to the finals was no cakewalk for either team. The most intriguing quarterfinal matchup was undoubtedly Grilly vs. Game of Thrones. These DC teams battled tooth and nail in the 2019 finals, with Game of Thrones snatching the title in double game point. In the semis, Party Wave barely edged Matriarchy, marching it in for the universe victory. I should also mention that Party Wave absolutely trounced Game of Thrones in pool play just yesterday, so they should be carrying a lot of confidence into today's final. Hey, this is Jake Bell with BellCo Prodctions here at the OCBC 2021 Finals. Pre-game here with Alyssa Farina of Party Wave from Florida. What are your thoughts about the semifinal y'all just had going to Universe Point to make it to the final?
It was super exciting. We really weren't sure which way it was going to go. We're glad to, be in the finals, especially AJ, our captain, runs the tournament. So it's exciting for us to, be the team that shows out and be in the finals at his event.
Yeah, it was an epic semifinal. You have Game of Thrones coming up next in the final. They have a long history here at the tournament. Are you familiar with them at all in past years here at OCBC, or is this the first time you're going to see them?
Oh no, we've played them before. We were here in 2019 and we had, we were in the finals with them last time and, working up towards these last games. So they're a familiar opponent and we know it's going to be a grind, but we're excited.
So the win has been a big factor this weekend. You're playing an experienced team. What do you think you're going to be able to do to stop their throwing ability in the win?
So they've been throwing a zone, so we got really comfortable with the last game that we played against them and, dump swinging and just working it slowly up the sideline. We have really good, handlers on our line so that we're able to get those continuation passes going. So I think that's going to be our strategy for this game.
Awesome. Thanks, Alyssa. Good luck to you in the final, and check out the finals coverage coming up very soon. Hey everyone, this is Jake Bell here with BellCo Prodctions. Pre-game OCBC 2021 Finals. I'm here with Gabe Vordick of Game of Thrones out of DC. Gabe, tell us a little about your playing background prior to OCBC.
Before OCBC, I was playing at Northeastern University, and most recently, this past club season, I was playing with Watchdogs out of Bethesda, Maryland.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm familiar with Watchdogs. I think AJ Merriman used to play for that team as well. AUDL Defensive Player of the Year, so that's really cool to get to play with someone like that. How was your semifinal game? How did that go last round for you to reach the finals? Tell us a little bit about that game.
In the semifinal, we definitely cleaned it up. The biggest thing was our upwind turns. We pretty much eliminated those, and we were able to go on a nice 7-2 run to close out the game. I'm really happy with how we played in that and just happy to be here.
So coming into this game with all the wind and obviously experience, what's your guys' strategy to maintain possession up and downwind?
So we've delegated a few people who we believe have good upwind throws, and we're trying to prioritize them. Other than that, we're going to look to play more small ball and then just fit it where we can.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you in the final. Thanks for chatting with us. And everyone, check out the finals here, OCBC 2021, brought to you by BellCo Prodctions. Before the opening poll, we would like to take a few minutes to pay our respects to our dear friend Chris Roberts, who passed away just last month. Chris was the Salisbury University Ultimate Club advisor, founder of the Shoemaker Pond Disc Golf Course, and a phenomenal dog trainer. He was truly the heart and soul of flying disc on the Eastern Shore. The passion that Chris had for any kind of flying disc sport was it was contagious, and anybody that was around Chris fell in love with the sport. And it wasn't because he was like the best ultimate player or disc golfer. It was because he included everybody, and he wanted everyone to feel good and have fun when they were playing with him.
After college, I would see Chris at league, basically disc golf leagues at Shoemaker and other places. And he was always just very welcoming, loved to see me playing disc golf because he knew I was crazy about ultimate. So he was always just encouraging me to come out, and he was always very unassuming, very humble. He just wanted to do this because it was a good thing for the community, for Salisbury.
He really had a love for disc sport. a love for his dogs specifically, and I laugh. I saw a message post recently that was about one of the litters from Boo or Bear or Joy, I can't remember which, but just that the owner was so impressed with the love of disc that even the dogs. So Chris was somebody that just loved Frisbee and loved Frisbee sports, and even animals carried through. So really incredible.
I think the camaraderie and the team and the brotherhood that Chris encouraged really made us stick together, guys from Buzz Ultimate and Flash Ultimate, all the ladies from Flash. But I started this tournament with Tim Morrill, Bryant Dean, John Kerr does all of our logos. Now I run it with Jason Smith and Bryant, and Kyle Lynch, who's a local guy but plays Ultimate with us now. I think just the belief that we could do anything together as a team, and just having a vision and just sticking together and having each other's backs. And then all that translated into this tournament because we all kind of stuck together, and now we have this amazing event that's 8 years old, and we have 400 people coming down from all over the region to play. It's incredible.
You come to Ocean City Beach Classic and you see a disc flying down the beach, that's Chris. If you go to Shoemaker Pond and you see people putting on the practice basket ready to play around, that's Chris Roberts. If you see the Buzz and Flash Ultimate team at the intramural fields or in Holloway Hall or in the quad throwing, that's Chris Roberts. Some of the most fun I ever had in my life is throwing a disc, catching a disc, and I owe that to Chris. Because without Chris, the Buzz and Flash family that we know now, which spans generations now, a lot of the Flash and Buzz people have kids. And I have a 3-month-old son, and I'm definitely going to teach him how to throw a disc. And even more importantly, he's going to know who taught his dad how to throw a disc. And we're going to miss Chris dearly on the Eastern Shore. What an incredible life Chris lived here on the Eastern Shore, and what a legacy he's left behind for future generations of disc lovers. It's just incredible. As we get set for the opening pool, party wave, throwing off the Game of Throws, starting downwind on defense. Nice pull by Robbie Dennis, and Jeff Hale with the disc. Resets to Lucky. Back to Jeff. Jeff lets a flick go. Oh, and Christian Hennigan with a great grab right outside the goal line. And Lucky streaks to the end zone and finishes that point off with the upwind O point. Wow, that's huge for Game of Throws. That was a stiff upwind point, and to start off your offense like that is ideal for Game of Throws. Oh, Robbie so close. Christian just getting the position on AJ, and Lucky makes it to the end zone to complete the point. Excellent start for Game of Throws. That's a lot of pressure to start your first O point going upwind, and you can see their jerseys flapping in the wind. It is 25 to 30 miles per hour from right to left on your screen. We have Connor Tidgewell on the right, Aiden Richards on the left, out there for defense, along with Lucky Kwan, Hanyen Eubanks, and Christina Chang. So Game of Throws electing to start their D-line with 3-2 ladies to gents on defense. Connor Tidgewell, you can see him with the Bethesda Watchdogs jersey on, which is a open club team out of Bethesda, Maryland. And Aiden with the upside down backhand pull, just slides out the back. Bradford Capuoso walking to pick it up. Member of the El Nino Open Club team in South Florida. Most of the players on this team are from Fiasco or El Nino, which is the women's and open club team in the Miami area. And it looks like Game of Throws are starting with a zone. Christina Cheng on the mark. And it looks like we have Lucky and Connor in the cup as well. Tournament director AJ Jakoski resets back to Bradford, back to AJ. Working it nicely against the zone upwind. Oh, and Connor steps in with a quick D on the first O point for Party Wave. Aiden Richards picks it up. Around backhand, back to Connor. He's patient on the goal line. Inside. Oh, and it looks like either a drop or a D. Let's see the replay. Oh, yes, and Connor just anticipated that pass coming from Bradford and stepped in. But Party Wave gets it right back with a goal line turnover. And Bradford has a disc again. Over to Andrea Crumrine, back to Bradford. Up to Jakoski, back to Crumrine on the sideline. And the handlers are just content to work it here. And the stiff wind going upwind is probably a smart strategy. Andrea and AJ are great handlers in the wind, so it's good to keep the disc in their hands and play some small ball as long as you can. Back to Crumrine, across to AJ. AJ snaps off a forehand to Lottie Ferreira. Oh, and a miscommunication or a drop. And Game of Thrones gets the disc back. Over to Connor. Looks for the forehand upfield. Oh, lucky with the bid, but it's just too far. You need a lot of touch to get these downwind throws to settle. Crumrine taps it in on the goal line. Oh, a casual reset to AJ, and it looks like Connor gets another D and a quick score to Lucky for the break. 2-0 Game of Throws. I think Crumrine was just a little bit, just a bit casual there with the reset. Had AJ for the straight dump, elected to go for the reset around the side. Connor with another D, and Lucky with another score. So 2 Ds by Connor, 2 scores by Lucky, and it's 2-0 Game of Throws. So Party Wave needs to get a clean downwind offense here to stay in this game. Back to Robbie Dennis. Oh no, and another turnover. Jeff Hale picks up the disc. Marked by Tony Lopez. Oh, Mel with a nice grab on the upline backhand. Marked by Crumrine, right on the goal line. Back to Hale. Over to Gabe Vordick. Back to Mel. Tony on the mark on Jeff. Game of Thrones being very patient, and Jeff elects to call a timeout. Yeah, just a bit long, and we're running out of real estate there to make the catch for Party Wave. And Game of Thrones now on a timeout has a chance to go up with another upwind break, 3-0. They know how important this point is. If they can get 2 upwind breaks here early in the game, that's going to be a steep hill for Party Wave to climb back into it. So on the field for Game of Thrones, we have Jeff Hale, Mel Owasco, Gabe Vordick, and I believe in the back we have Kirsten and Marnie Jones. Looks like they are trying to isolate Gabe on the goal line. Gabe in the center, and they're pushing the rest of the players to the back of the stack. And Jeff looks for Gabe, but Robbie with a great layout D. Getting the disc back for Party Wave. Over to Crumrine. The zone is putting a lot of pressure on these handlers. Looking to get a... Oh, and the two ladies sort of D each other. They're not sure which one was going to catch it. And neither of them get it. It's on the sand. Back to Game of Thrones. Oh, Mel with a nice grab. Around to Gabe. Unmarked. Back to Mel. And it looks like we might have a pick call. I believe Fiora Monti was trying to get to the mark and was stopped by Robbie and Jeff. So Kumi calls a pick. And Mel taps it in. And around backhand, but I believe that's a foul call. And yes, Fioramonte getting her on the elbow there, so that disc is going to go back to Mel. Just a few yards away from the end zone to go up 3-0. Game of Throws threatening again. Inside to Jeff. Oh, and it's in and out of his hand. Dennis picks it up to Lopez. And Party Wave is moving down the field quickly to Andrea. Mel puts the mark on. Back to Lopez. Looking for the upside down. Oh, and he splits both his offensive receivers, and that disc hits the sand. And here's the replay of the turnover in the end zone. And yeah, oh, Jeff got right hand, then left hand, and then just could not secure it. And Hale's going to pick it up after the turnover by Party Wave. And Game of Throws has another chance, but this time they have the full field to go for the upwind break. Over to Vordic. Back to Hale. A lot of pressure from Lopez. Good defense on the reset. Over to Mel. Mel stuck on the sideline. Oh, finds Vordic, but that disc dipped in the wind. And Dennis to Lopez for the score. The scooper into the end zone, and Party Wave holds downwind. 2-1 Game of Throws. Dennis with a nice upside down throw. Lopez, good focus. 2 hands in the end zone. And Party Wave is on the board. Salisbury alum and tournament director AJ Jakoski set to pull. Backhand. Floaty towards the middle. And a big forehand down the field from Graham Katz, looking for Pat Wright. But once again, the wind is having its way. Those deep shots need a lot of touch to stay in bounds. And Jakoski's going to pick it up and walk it up to the goal line. Party Wave with a chance to break up wind. Looks like Leon Ortner is his reset. Yep, back to Ortner. Back to Jakoski. Up the sideline. Hayden Weaver. Oh, nice inside break. Back to Jakoski, and Party Wave is moving. Over to Sam. Back to AJ. Up to Ortner. Back over to AJ. Looks like the Game of Throws Cup is having a little trouble keeping up with the handlers until now. Now we're settled a bit. Oh, AJ for the big around swing, but the wind just pushes that one to the sand. Aiden Richards picks it up to Lucky. Lucky looking for Pat Wright, and that disc is way out of bounds all the way to Jolly Rogers for that one. Any other day, that probably would have been a score, but with this wind, even a little bit of snap on the disc, and that baby's out of here. Robbie Dennis runs and picks it up for his teammate, trying to save some legs. Smart play by the sideline for Party Wave. AJ resets to Weaver. Game of Thrones Cup is clamping down a bit here. Over to Lowry Ferreira. Back to Ortner. Ortner to Jakoski. Nice pass up the middle. Ferreira back to Weaver. Back to Ortner. A lot of handler touches against this Game of Throws zone. Oh, Ortner looking for Ferreira in the middle, but it's a little bit behind. Katz picks it up to Lucky, and Game of Throws holds their downwind point 3-1. Good touch on that throw. Good focus by Lucky. Secures the catch. Downwind score. Lucky plays for the women's club team in DC called Grit. One of the top club teams in the region. She's played in nationals. She's played a lot of ultimate, but her number one achievement this season, what she told me, was that she's actually been building the Grit Instagram page. and they've gone from 300 to over 1,000 subscribers since she took over. So nice job, Lucky, on the social media for the Grit Ladies this season. I'm sure they appreciate it. And now Game of Throws set to pull upwind. Christian Hennigan, Gabe Wardick, Connor Tidgewell, Hanyan Eubanks, and Mel Wasco on the line. Getting set to pull upwind. Christian Hennigan used to be actually a teammate of mine years and years ago on Medicine Men, Towson alum. He's been playing and coaching Ultimate for many years and is really a staple now of the Eastern Shore Ultimate scene, bringing up younger players, coaching them, forming teams, doing a lot of great stuff for the Ultimate community. Bradford, over to Mike Fioramonti. Into the center, back to Bradford, back to Mike. It seems when Party Wave's handlers are flowing, they can beat the zone. Oh, and a floaty disc to Crumrine, and it's out of bounds. When they get stuck like that, that's when the zone really clamps down, and then Party Wave has to make a tough throw, and they generate, Game of Throws is able to generate turns. Lopez on Hennigan. Hennigan to the center, floaty. Connor almost picks it up, but Fioramonti knocks it down. Back to Party Wave. Capuozzo to pick up the disc. Launches it deep. Oh, Mike with a bid, but it's too far, and it's going right back to Game of Throws. Just too much edge on that disc with the wind. It's just not going to float. Heading into the goal line. Looking for a reset. Oh, good defense. Oh, but Mel comes up with it. Great pressure by Fioramonti, but Mel's able to come up with the disc. Up to Christian. Christian looking for the defense or deep backhand, and that's defended by Lopez easily. Way too low. Bradford picks up to Crumrine. Nice cut by Lopez. Bradford on the reset up line. Nobody cutting in the end zone. And looks to be a call on that one. Oh yeah, Tidgewell all over his throwing arm. Easy foul call, and doesn't seem to be contested. Back to Lopez, still strapped on the sideline. Looks inside. Oh, Fioramonti with the bid. I think that was going to Andrea, but it got tipped. Fioramonti had a chance. Could not come up with it. Back to Game of Throws. Tidgewell on the sideline. Up to Han Yin, but I think Crumrine got a hand on that one. And it looks to be a turnover. There's no call on the play. So Party Wave able to pick up. Fakes the around. Tidgewell on a knee on the mark. And Capuozzo calls a timeout. I think Connor's pooped. He just fell on his back there. It's been a long point. Oh, yes. Crumrine got a hand on it. Fioramonti with the bid. Oh, he got a thumb on it. Valiant effort. Here's the D. Yeah, it looks like Han Yin just couldn't hold on to it. A lot of pressure from Crumrine causing that turnover. And now Party Wave off the timeout on the sideline, looking to bring it within one. Looks to the inside reset, floats it up. Oh, Hennigan gets a hand on it. Oh, another turnover. Man, Fioramonti just can't get two hands on the disc. They've been looking for him last few throws in a row, but no connection. Oh, and Connor almost gets his face taken off by a blade up line, went right through his hands. That disc was pretty much vertical by the time it got to him. Bradford picks up to the end zone, and the wind wins that battle once again. Looking for Kumi for Fioramonti, and that disc just went straight out the back. These players have to be exhausted. This has been a marathon of a point. And Wasco wisely just walks it up slowly. Disc is back in. Oh, looks like there's a call. Maybe I think there was a travel. Perhaps Mel was not on the goal line when the disc went into play. Mel looks deep. Oh, and Gabe Vordick with a ridiculous catch in the middle of the field. Back to Connor. To Han Yin. Crum right on the mark. Looking up line. Connor snags it. Oh, and an ill-advised push pass right on the goal line. Oh my goodness. I guarantee he wishes he could have that one back. Capuoso launches it deep. High forehand. Oh, and Lopez with the grab in the end zone. What a sequence of events that was. Oh my goodness. Vordick, oh, what a snag. Vertical, one-handed grab. And Capuoso launches it down the field. Lopez, great focus and gets his left hand on the disc. That probably didn't feel good when he landed, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Pick up a disc and take one for your team. Yeah, take a seat, bud. You earned it. Wow, that's a big momentum shift for Party Wave because Game of Throws is right there on the goal line. Tidgewell with the errant push pass, and Party Wave takes full advantage. Robbie Dennis, AJ Jakoski, Lottie Ferreira, Alyssa Farina, and Hayden Weaver on the line for Party Wave. We have a full-on Fiasco El Nino line on the field. AJ lets it rip. Picked up by Hale. Over to Richards. Richards around, looking for Hale, and that gets pushed wide. Oh no, I think little man took one. He seems to be all right. For all you spectators, if you come to Ocean City on OCBC weekend, you better keep your head on a swivel. Jakoski walks it up with a chance for an upwind break and tie the game up for Party Wave. To Ferreira. Back to Dennis. Jakoski. Farina. Oh, the zone is clamping down. Oh no, and she can't find the lane to Jakoski. Disc hits the ground. Game of Throws. On the goal line. Oh, and Pat Wright. Great snag for the goal. Jeff Hale with the scuba, and Pat Wright reels it in. Just over the mark. And Wright with the two-handed layout. Dennis is a little bit upset. He's not expecting that disc to go to that side of the field. He's taking away the open side. But that's what the Scubers are for. Making use of that break side of the field. And a Scuber, since it's upside down, is a good choice in the wind. It's not going to be pushed out the back of the end zone as easily as a backhand or a forehand will be. So a smart play by Hale. And it's 4-2 Game of Throws. Hennigan, Vordick, Owasco, Chang, and Katz on the line for the Game of Throws defense. Hennigan set to pull. Flat backhand. 3/4 way up the field. Jakoski over to Dennis. Into the center to Ferreira. Over to Capuoso. Back to Dennis. Scuba look. Oh, Leanne Ortner. Just over her reach. Can't get to it. Bit of an errant throw. It was a good decision, good look. Just not executed well enough in this wind. On another day, it probably would have been an easy score. Jakoski on Hennigan. Looks for a reset to Katz. Katz up the sideline. Dennis with a great bid, and Vordick holds on to it. Wow. Great focus by Vordick. Hennigan launches a forehand. Tipped by Capozzo, and Dennis cleans it up. Good heads-up play by Robbie Dennis. In the win, you never know what can happen. You got to stay with the play. So Jakoski, high backhand, and Dennis reels it in for the score. That point was all Robbie Dennis, putting the team on his back, putting his back on the sand to catch that goal. Wow, excellent pressure. Vortic holds onto it and keeps his feet in. That was phenomenal. Jakoski floaty backhand, little behind him. Dennis adjusts, makes the catch, lands in the end zone. 4-3 game of throws. So on this next D point, I would expect or hope that Party Wave will add some sort of wrinkle to their defense rather than just the matchups they've been playing, especially pulling upwind. They need to get an upwind break and put the pressure back on Game of Throws. Trading downwinders is not going to work out for Party Wave at this point in the game. So let's see if they add a wrinkle of some kind. Maybe a zone, maybe they're going to do a force middle, some kind of poach or a junk package just to throw off Game of Throws a bit, because they need to get a turn, and they really need to get a turn near the end zone to get this upwind break. Fioramonti with the pull. Tidwell almost takes it in the leg. That would have been a lucky break for Party Wave. Richards picks it up. Over to Brian Barney. Barney's looking. Into the center to Tidwell. Back to Barney. And I believe there's a pit call. And we're back into play. Oh, and Barney buries it in the sand. Lucky can't come up with it. Lopez picks up. Oh my goodness, and that one just bounces right off of Mike's chest up into the air and into the sand. Over to Richards. Fakes the around. Oh, and that one floats out of bounds. Bit of a messy point here in the wind. Lopez picks up to Crumrine. To Fioramonti. Inside backhand. Oh, nice look to Andrea. Looking for the end zone. Oh, and Weaver, great bid. That disc just flipped up on him a bit and tailed away at the end. Crumrine rips the backhand. Oh, Weaver just fingertips away. They really needed that one. Oh, a lucky break. Tidwell drops it right in the middle of the field. Party Wave about 10 yards out for an upwinder. To Crumrine. Oh, it's off her fingers. Chance to get it back. Nope, it hits the ground. Richards picks up to Tidwell. Up to Barney. Barney launches deep. Wide open. Absolutely nobody around. Lucky with yet another goal for Game of Throws. All in the end zone. Barney executes, even though it looked like an easy score, that was not a very easy score when you consider the wind. And Brian Barney put that one right into Lucky's arms for an easy goal. Man, so a bit of a deflating point for Party Wave. Had a couple of chances for an upwind break, close to the end zone, just not able to execute in this wind. Jeff Hale set to pull. University of Arizona Sunburn alum. And really loves to play beach ultimate. He's played grass. He's played, Jeff's played a lot of places. He's played college and club. He's played nationals and worlds events. But he really prefers beach ultimate. And, he's been to this tournament several times now. And he's played very well. Obviously, defending champs. And nice pull into the center of the field. Jakoski picks up to Dennis. To Ferreira. Back to Dennis. To Jakoski, and it looks like they have Christina Cheng chasing on the mark, and they're playing a bit of a, I guess it's a 1-2-2 look. That is a very tough job. Running around in the sand chasing the disc. Christina Cheng is gutting it out right now. Over to Dennis. Inside the Jakoski, very nice. Yes, and the goal. Leon Ortner with the score for Party Wave. Nice downfield offense for Party Wave on that point. Jakoski finds in the end zone. And that was a much needed downwinder for Party Wave. Great job by the handlers taking care of the disc in the win. Capozzo set to pull. University of Florida alumni and current member of El Nino in South Florida, the Open Club team. And we have a husband and wife duo here as well. We have Mike and Kumi Fioramonti on the D-line together. And here we go with the pull from Bradford. Graham Katz picks it up. Oh my goodness, I don't know how Mel held on to that one. Oh, and Aiden with the sky over Bradford. What a point by Game of Throws. Goodness me, I thought they had two chances for a D there. Oh, Fioramonti just over top of the disc. Mel comes up with it, turns, fires it down the field. Oh, Capozzo just inches away. Aiden, he's a nightmare to cover downfield. Great grab by Aiden. I played against him in club sectionals before, and he's just an absolute nightmare to play defense on. His timing is great. He's a big guy. He's hard to get in front of. It's hard to get position on him. And he came up with a big grab there for Game of Throws. (6-4) Game of Throws, pulling upwind. Teams have been pretty content to trade downwinders, which is going to work out great for Game of Throws at this point. Party Wave cannot settle for trading downwinders. They need to get an upwind break, but they have to score their downwind 0 first. Hennigan set to pull. Floaty. Uh-oh, that's coming back. And not a very deep pull that time. The wind made short work of that pull. Dennis picks up, looking for an inside forehand. Nice mark by Chang. Back to Ferreira, up to Dennis, to Weaver. They really need to get the disc off the sideline at this point. Weaver, nice inside forehand to Jakoski. Oh no, and Farina with the drop. Christian launches the forehand, and I believe Lucky's called a strip on that. Ferreira a little bit late on the D. Christian up the sideline. Looking. Oh, and Pat Wright with the snag in the end zone. And Game of Throws with another upwinder. Yep, so it looks like Ferreira's a little bit late in the D there. I believe this throw was for Hennigan. But Pat Wright, trailing the play, comes up with a huge grab. And that makes it 7-4. Game of Throws over Party Wave. With an upwind break. That is devastating for Party Wave. And that is absolutely phenomenal for Game of Throws. After trading downwinders for several points, Game of Throws comes up big. It might not have been the prettiest score, but in these win conditions, you got to take what you can get. And that was great work from the Game of Throws D-line. And now they're pulling downwind, putting a lot of pressure on Party Wave's offense to try to score and hold upwind. Richards backhand, upside down backhand, just bounces out. Dennis is picking up. Looks like we have Dennis picking up on the goal line with Crumrine and AJ back to handle. Crumrine a bit stuck on the sideline. Looking for a reset, finds Dennis. That was a high stall count. Game of Throws still go with a zone. Oh, floaty to Lopez. Oh, and Richards just says no, takes it away. Great defense by Aiden. Over to Marnie. Marnie to Lucky right on the goal line. Game of Throws is threatening another break. Back to Aiden. To Hale. Tidwell working on Crumrine. Oh, he was open, but the disc was in the sand. And Party Wave with a chance. Back to Crumrine. Oh, it's floaty. She bids, but it's not floaty enough. Hale picks it up just outside the goal line for another break. Scuber. Oh, and it lands in between Tidwell and Jones. Good pressure from Crumrine to stop that reception. That would have been devastating for Party Wave, and they have another chance to score an upwinder. Say there's a call. I think Jones said Tchaikovsky was not on the goal line when he threw. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell where you are when you're in the sand. And back into play, back to Dennis. So no harm done there. Round of Crumrine. Oh! Off Ferreira's hands and Lucky cleans it up. Aiden on the sideline again. It's a turnover fest out here in this wind. To Hale. Marked by Lopez. Hale to Aiden. Lucky streaking to the corner. Was double teamed. Good defense. Back to Hale. Hale around. And Connor scores the downwind break. The Watchdogs club player, Connor Tidwell, cleans up another break for Game of Throws. Here's another look at the D from Richards. It's floaty. Lopez is actually in good position, but Richards he's just big. Good vertical, good timing. And Hale, nice pass to Connor in the end zone for a downwind break. Crumrine trying to fire up her team. The club champ, world champ. Definitely the most decorated player on this Party Wave roster. Used to play for Dragon Thrust. Went to Let Go, took home a world championship. And actually, I believe she's won 2 club championships with Dragon Thrust. Now plays for Fiasco in Southern Florida. Hennigan ready to pull. Goes with the forehand, and that slipped out. Hennigan would like to have that one back for sure. I don't know why. He did all his pulls up to this point were backhand. Decided to go forehand. And that one just sort of puttered out. Fioramonte resets the disc in the center to Weaver. Capozzo. Takumi into the center. Wow, aggressive defense by Wright. Over to Fioramonte. Looks over. Oh, floats over the top. And Weaver has the goal. Nice offense by Party Wave there to keep the downwinder on offense clean and to score a nice, easy offensive possession. They needed that one bad. At this point, with a 45-minute time cap, Party Wave needs to get quick scores, and they need to be clean, need to save those legs for defense. 8-5 Game of Throws. Party Wave definitely needs to have a sense of urgency with this defensive point to get back into it before time expires. Tchaikovsky, Dennis, Lopez for the men on the line. Let's see if they throw a wrinkle into the defense on this point. Try to rattle Game of Throws a bit and get a turnover near the goal line. And for the ladies, we have Alyssa and Kumi on the line. Oh, Lopez with a great layout D. Drakowski picks it up to Dennis. Back to Fioramonte. Around, backhand. Lopez with the bookends and the upwind break. Wow, did they need that. Excellent work by Party Wave. Lopez with the D and the score. Hale picks up off the pole. Wow, what hustle by Lopez. Barney can't hold on to it. Fioramonte with the backhand. Wow, vertical by the time it got there. Lopez, great focus. Hale's bidding, but Tony holds on to it for the upwind break. 8-6 game of throws. And yes, as I just said a minute ago, they're really trying to push the pace. Bradford's on the line, holding the disc up. Not waiting a minute. Pockets out, disc in the air. He wants to get this disc down the field as soon as possible. And the thumber pull. Wow, lands in bounds. Excellent. To Hennigan. To Katz. Hennigan working hard. Drakowski with good defense. Oh, and a turnover. Right through Vortic's hands. Fioramonte comes up with it to Crumrine. To Drakowski. Oh, no. Farina with the drop. Party Wave needed that one bad to bring it within one. Hennigan walks it up. Drakowski flat mark. Hennigan with the around backhand. Oh, and Vortic, nice grab. Another nice grab for Vortic. And calls the timeout. Wow, what a veteran move by the youngster. Christian running out of time. Throws the around backhand. Wow, good read by Vortic in the wind. Gabe Vortic. Oh, and there's the horn. That signals the time cap. Wow, smart timeout by Game of Throws. With Party Wave being down by 2, they don't have a chance to win at this point. With the horn going on, that means this is the last point of the game. And in Ocean City Beach Classic, we don't have 2-pointers from end zone to end zone. So, unfortunately, this is the end of the road for Party Wave. But we're going to play this point out. Vortic, also a member of the Watchdogs with Connor. Just 20 years old and very limited ultimate experience, actually. He's only played for about half a season due to COVID. And he's playing really well for such an experienced player. Oh, big forehand floating to Hennigan. And Drakowski's there on the second effort, and he knocks it down. Good defense by Drakowski. To Crumrine. Well, that's a saucy forehand. Farina's not able to bring it in, and Katz is picking it up. To Hennigan. Wow. Mel, nice grab. Fioramonte with the D. Vortic almost able to come back and catch it. Nice backhand. Capuzzo. Drakowski. To his fiancee, Crumrine. They're due to be married in February, so congrats to them. Capuzzo. Back to Crumrine. Fioramonte around backhand to Drakowski for the goal. And the reverse sky spike. That brings it to 8-7 Party Wave. But as we said before, the time cap went off as we heard the horn earlier. And unfortunately, that's going to be it for Party Wave. 8-7. Time cap. Yep, and there we are shaking hands at the conclusion of the game. Congratulations, Game of Throws. Excellent play. Great defense. The zone really paid off for them. A lot of upwind breaks. Great skill in the wind. Some big plays on D and O. And they are the back-to-back defending Ocean City Beach Classic champions 2019, 2021. Can they do it again in 2022? I guess we'll find out in a year. And that will do it for us here in Ocean City, Maryland. My name is Jake Bell. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next year right here at the Boardwalk Ocean City Beach Classic. Congratulations to Game of Throws, our 2021 champions.